Okie dokie. So I'm hoping we are all good and we are on again. All right, guys. Hello. Sorry. Thank you for that. I do apologize for that disgusting person who was just on the live a moment ago. I'm about to try and get John and Phil back in. I'm just going to send them the link again, the new link to be able to come on. Let me just send that to Phil as well, and then we'll get going. Right. Hi, guys. Sorry about that. Again, I really want to apologize for that disgusting person. Thank you, Kirk. Can't believe people are that sick and want to try and do that sort of thing. So, some light in the situation. So, Phil, hi. Sorry, got Phil back in. Natalie Jane, hi again. Thank you. Thank you again for coming back, guys. Right, Miriam Callahan, hi. Tracy Evans, hi. Davey Hall again, hi. Elaine Farrell again, hi. Gemma Bradfield, unfortunately, we had some sick person decide on YouTube to come on and expose himself on the live before and then report the video for nudity. And then decided he'd spam the video. So the video is not even showing on my YouTube account now. So I don't know what on earth happened then. So I'm just going to go on. I just want to go on and delete that last live briefly because we can't have none of that. So that's just unbelievable. That. Sorry, guys. I'm shocked, actually, to be honest with you. It's kind of...
It happens.
I know. It's kind of shocked me. I don't even know what on earth to say now with that. We've had people, obviously, on other lives, like with John Sixth Sense and others, where they've been spamming, you know, different things to do with fridges and stuff. But
yeah,
I've never known of anybody to come on to a live stream live on screen and expose themselves like that. That's just disgusting. So again, anybody who was watching that one before, please, I do apologize. I'm not on YouTube now. We're not streaming to YouTube now. So I'm waiting for that video to come up so I can find the guy on there and ban him and block him from my YouTube account. So
you do right, man. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. So I'm a bit shocked myself, to be honest with you. It's not the sort of thing I want to be seeing myself.
No.
All right, let's just go down the list and say hello to everybody else. So we've got John's just coming. Hopefully John's not got as much lag on this time though. But Kirk, hi, how you doing? Sherry Bratcher again, thanks for coming back on. Carol Patton, thanks for coming on. Tony again, thanks again. Janine Hill, hello. Aidan Cassidy, thanks again for coming on. Joe Edwards, hi. Gemma Smallman, nice to have you on again. Thank you. And thank you for coming back, Geneva. Joshi Raj Sunil, hi again. Teresa Hall, hi. Noreen Hill, hi. Where are we? Elaine Farrell, thanks for coming on. Elaine, one person I did not see anything. I didn't have my specs on, lol.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I think that might have been Luke Davis in disguise.
Oh.
Kim Hansen, hi. Paul Smith, hi. We've got more people watching now at the moment, actually, but bizarrely enough. Anna Doolan, hi. Anna, I think I just nearly had a heart attack a minute ago. My anxiety went through the roof on that one, I can tell you that much. So, Alberta, hi. Kirsty Coles, hi. Melissa, hi. Right, Kirsty Coles, newbie. Hello, how are you doing? Luke Davis, no chance. Only joking, mate. Some sicko. Right, so
yeah.
I am honestly, I don't even know what to even. I am that shocked by what we just had on that you know.
I've blanked it out of my mind, mate. Trust me.
I am shocked. That's all. Lou Davis. Well, I'm still waiting to see lightning in a jar. He said. Right. Let's just have a little. Gemma Small. When I can say, sorry, Gemma's saying it's up now, Dan, so you can delete it. It's definitely not up. Sorry, crude mind. Right, I'm not seeing the video on my YouTube at all yet, so I'll have another look in a bit. So we were saying, so you guys were filling us in on your
journey.
On your journey so far. I think Phil, you said about you came into it. Was it 2003? Did you say?
Yeah, around about 2 to 3. Basically started out with really basic stuff, just a camera, a pendulum, and then I upgraded to a K2 meter at the time. And then that was it really, and we started from there. Captured his interest, and like I said, it's probably going to do until the day we die type thing. Yeah, it's a really good hobby for us, and we'll just continue doing it.
Yeah. So Carol Pattenden has just turned around and asked the questions. Where's the scariest place you've ever been to? If you had come on 5 minutes ago, Carol, that was the scariest place we've probably been on to just then. That live stream, just to be
yeah.
So that was probably the scariest place. But no. So in all
scariest place.
In all seriousness, then, so the scariest place you boys have been to?
Scariest. Oh, it's tricky. It's tricky.
See, with me,
I'll be honest with you. One with most like darkness to it, we're a museum in just outside of Amsterdam.
Right.
In a place called Haarlem. It's called Het de Loos.
Yeah.
And for me, that were that felt more dark than anywhere else I've been. And it's an old with a leprosy, so it goes way back.
Yeah.
With a leprosy, and then it were a mental asylum. And it's just when I was there, it was just me, and it weren't busy. Barely anyone speaks English there. It's an amazing museum, but I was going round, and I were also like picking up on what were there, things like that, and there were some parts to it, especially the isolation sections where it just felt really dark.
Yeah.
So that one stands out for me, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually does with me, because I went to a separate time with a friend, and I actually went intentionally with my EMF meter and trying to get some base readings at the time. And it were crazy on readings we were getting, and did some EVPs. Unfortunately, didn't hardly get any results, but you can feel an eeriness to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my scariest place, definitely, it's Roach Abbey. It's weirdly enough, it's very uneasy. You get very uneasy when you're there for some strange reason. Roach Abbey's at Maltby at Rotherham, by the way. Yeah.
Most people know mine. Mine's Barrow Gurney Mental Asylum in Bristol. The only time I've ever freaked out, it was in Fate and Fortune magazine back in at Christmas time. If anybody wants to see the article, please pop over to my website. You'll see it on there. But that's the only place that's truly ever freaked me out.
What was the situation then?
I was walking through the woodland area, pitch black it was, and walking through the woodland area to the main building, and it was basically a case of I looked over to about 45 degrees to my left and had all I saw was the silhouette of a big black dog, looked like a German Shepherd but about 3 times the size, and it looks, I'm going down the path like this, and the dog's coming across like this. So it would have cut me off, you know. So, and of course, I thought to myself, I'm not messing with a dog. And I was gone. I was in the golf. I was basically in the grounds of the golf club in seconds. It was next to. I was gone. That was it. Went back about a week or so later. Investigated the place properly. Didn't see any dogs or anything there as well. But the woodland area there is well known to be reported to have the shadow. Most people have said they've seen the shadow of a dog. Usually they say it's the shape of a Rottweiler though. But most people say that.
Really?
Yeah, so that's the only thing that's truly ever freaked me out.
And that one stands out for you, because I know you've been to a few places, haven't you?
Yeah. Nothing else has ever freaked me out like that. No, I've been a bit more sort of well prepared whenever I've gone elsewhere. So, just a couple of things in the chat. So, Noreen Hill, we were saying a minute ago about when Karen Patterson asked the question about the scariest place. Noreen says makes a change from the usual trolls, A for imagination. But I'd rather have the fridge comments that other people were saying from some other group. But so Fred Dawn, happy ghost hunting people.
Right, Fred.
Thank you, everyone. And hello, Deborah. How you doing?
Brilliant. Where are we? So Daniela Tobin, hi, how are you doing? Aidan Cassidy says one place I'd like to go ghost hunting is I'm hoping I can say this correctly, Kilmainham Jail in Dublin.
I'd love to be around that area.
I'd love to get over that area, yeah.
I mean,
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
There's a few places in Ireland I want to go.
100%.
After this lockdown's done, definitely.
Yeah.
They've got loads of legends and myths and history. I'd love to go there. I reckon you could spend a lot of time in Ireland.
There's lots and lots of places across Europe I want to go to as well. I'd love to go to. That's the thing. So they're all over, really, aren't they? So, Cheryl Batcher, she's asking, did anything follow any of you guys home?
Yeah.
You want a bit? You might as well talk about that Debo box, I'd say, won't it? I don't know whether I'd say that right. Is it Debo box?
Yeah, the Debo box. Yeah. Phil, just let them know what you got, because yours were more intense, weren't it?
Yeah, what it was, our John had an object from Charlene Low Kemp. It was that Debo box, and we had it. Our John had it for a good about like a week or so, I think, and he had it in his. He's got his
about.
You what, John?
It were about a month I had it.
A month, that was it. Yeah, basically, what it was is it was kept over at our John's, and our John ended up doing a kind of a ritual to make it disappear and stop in one place.
Yeah.
But obviously, I live not like about 2 minutes away from where our John lives, and as soon as he did that ritual, because I were in that house at the same time when it were done, I went back home.
Yeah.
And when it went to night time, I couldn't sleep. I kept waking up around about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I were imagining that there were rats in my room.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I actually thought there were rats. So I were buying rat traps everywhere around the room.
They do say though that time of night is the time where that if you wake up at that time, that sort of time at night, that's when main things are happening, if anything, isn't it?
Yeah. To be honest with you, to me, I thought there were rats, and I would place them all the way around the room. And for a good week or so, it kept on going. And I tell you, sir, I thought I was going nuts.
Yeah.
And until a day that confirmed to me that something attached were when I woke up and there were a rat on my chest. I freaked out for a bit, and then I kind of like, woof, what the? there's something must be wrong.
Yeah.
There's something definitely wrong. He goes, it's not a rat. It's something's in my room. And automatically at bed, outside of me, there were thumping noises all the way from top to bottom. And then after that, it all disappeared.
Yeah.
But after that, though,
we sent it back, didn't we?
Yeah, because we sent it back that day when I found out, and everything seemed to be all right. But I did do banishing spells and ended up doing a clearing at house.
Yeah.
And everything ended up being fine to this day. So, yeah, I had a really bad experience with that.
I know Charlene's. She's got a doll. She's asked me if I want to do some work with. So I'm hoping she's going to post it down to me in the next week or two, and then it gives me something that I can, something more I can do from home. So I'm just going to say hello to a couple of people. Deborah Stark, hi, how are you doing? Alberta Tui said, I'd love to investigate an asylum. Said yes, me too. I've investigated Sickle Jail. I believe that is. Oh my god, amazing. Mandy Bell, hi, how you doing? Paul Smith, I'd love to go to the places you guys go to, but restricted looking after my wife. Alberta, she's Wicklow Jail. She's talking about there. Aidan Cassidy, I'm half Irish and my mum has been there in the daytime, said it's a creepy feel to it. Anita Davis, hi, how are you doing? Let's just, where are we? Cheryl Batcher, could it be Hellhound? That's what they thought, we thought to be, but we're not sure. Where are we? I saw a question a moment ago, which was really good. Right, Aidan Cassidy says, have you guys been to that haunted museum in Nottingham? Went there back in September. I think it was such a creepy feeling place. It used to be an old cinema and that was haunted in itself.
No, but we did go to a tunnel system though, didn't we, John, in Nottingham?
Yeah, we did. The museum in Nottingham we were going to go to. We had it all planned out, but everyone on that day, you Phil, your house, everyone in house, they got that virus, that illness, what we're going around towards end of year, and everybody got it in house. Just on the day before we were going to go to Nottingham to that museum, so it kind of stopped us.
I can't remember,
but we are set to go there. Yeah,
I did it last year. I was asked. I had a message. They had a load of stick from Haunted Magazine. The guys from UK Ghost Hunts did, and I got asked if I would go over and do a mini documentary on the place, just away from Facebook. Posted it all to YouTube. We had some good stuff in there. It is a creepy looking place, but one of the things that they do say, one of the things Steve Wesson says, is that he doesn't say that everything in the place is haunted, or he doesn't also say they don't all have attachments. He just says he just loves them. They're quite creepy looking. A lot of them are. Some bits and pieces have some little bits, but other than that, it's a great place. I mean, they've got this skeleton, not skeleton, sorry, it's actually a body of a dead cat that's in a basket that was donated to them, and we had a bit of a chuckle because it looked just like Dobby from Harry Potter. But so Aidan also says he'd love to do Leap Castle in Ireland. Can't go wrong with that whatsoever.
I'm jealous. I want to go.
100%. KM Adair says, hey lovelies, sounds like I've missed some excitement. Do tell. Trust me, you didn't.
No.
You didn't miss excitement.
It's erased from my head.
I'm trying to erase it. Aidan also says about the Hellfire Club, Hellfire Caves and things. Yeah, Hellfire Caves, I've done that before. To be honest with you, Hellfire Caves, which are in Milton Keynes, that area. I believe it is.
Did you get any results from that, Don?
To be honest with you, no. The problem with the place is it's like a lot of big places. They're expensive to rent. So the only thing you can do is go with a big group of you. And then the issue is you've got contamination all round. Do you know what I mean? And the Hellfire Caves themselves, I found, were it's a long sort of tunnel really that in certain parts splits off like that and goes round. And the problem with a lot of it is that you sort of do bits and pieces in different areas, each group is, and you've still got contamination no matter what.
Yeah, well, sound echoes. And,
I mean, it's a great place to go to, I have to say. So, where are we? Roddy Woodman, hi. How you doing?
We did go.
Say again.
We do have a local. We've got something called Pools Cavern around near us, and we went on tour, and in there feels it's an amazing atmosphere in there. A local criminal hid out there at one point, but before that, Romans used to go in and like worship to their own little gods inside that cavern. And I tell you what, it's quite. There's a stream running underground in that cavern as well. It's all there's a lot happening. There's a lot of noise, atmosphere in there. It's pretty good in that. It's called Pools Cavern.
Pools Cavern, yeah.
Can get it up online. It looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to have a look at that one.
We didn't do a proper investigation, but it were really good when we went in.
So we got a question from Kirk Parfitt. Kirk has a group on Facebook. He's not long started. Whilst we're in lockdown, he's got a group which he's set up for anybody to do with anxiety and stress and things like that. So that anybody who does suffer with anxiety and that can go onto it and have a chat with people and go onto his lives and have a good chinwag about things as well, which is really good. So Kirk
that's great.
There we go.
Yeah.
Kirk's asked the question: what's the first piece of equipment did you all use?
Pendulum for us. Well, for me, pendulum. Weirdly enough, yeah.
Because
I think I have to say for me it was a K2 meter, but that was only because I was on an investigation. It was the first time I ever done an investigation, and I remember it was sitting on the landing. I'm sure I was talking to Charlene about this the other day on one of my lives, and it was on the floor on the landing, and all I heard was do like that, the sound of a child running across the landing and down the stairs.
Oh wow!
And the K2 flashed. So
wow!
I was like, that was that. That's what got me properly going. So
see, it's them moments, isn't it, that capture you, and you think,
that's it.
That's it. I'm hooked.
Yeah,
that's where you get your buzz from, isn't it? Really.
Definitely. Noreen Hill's got a good point with regards to the museums. Any museum you go to, no matter whether they claim it's haunted or whether they claim the objects are haunted or whatever, they all have a staging of some sorts and they're put together for an effect of sorts. But it's about whether they're actually going to tell you that's the case. And one of the things that Steve and Marie do is they do tell you straight that it's not necessarily the items that are haunted or have attachments. It's the building has something going on in it. And they've got a really old horse-drawn hearse for example. They paid a silly amount of money for it, but they don't claim it's haunted. There's no claims to it to be haunted or to have any attachments at all. They bought it. Steve bought it because he thought it was cool. He said, So I don't know. I probably didn't want to part of that. So right, Kay Emma Dare. Easy one for me to mention there, actually, Kay, because I'm only just outside of Neath, so I'm not very far away from yourself. Nearest
South
place,
Wales.
South Wales, yeah, because I'm near Swansea myself, so very straightforward, really. You've got Port Talbot area, you've got Margam Castle, you've got Cross Hands. There's a theatre near Cross Hands in Llanelli. They don't really let anybody in now, unfortunately. People messing around. You've got the museum in Swansea itself. You've got Craggynos as well, or Craigynos as some people call it. Then on top of that, the usual Skirrid Inn, which Alberta says here that she saw on Ghost Adventures. That's about 40 minutes from me, really easy to get to. There's events that go on in Cardiff Castle. There's events that go on at the what's it called there? can't think of what the place is called now. There's another place, quite a popular place in Cardiff, but I can't think what it's called now off the top of my head. The Judges' Lodgings, I think it's called off the top of my head. There's loads and loads of old hospitals and places that you can go to.
When it comes to Wales, one place that I did visit is Anglesey.
Yeah,
and that I love that place. That was brilliant. Yeah, the South Stack Lighthouse.
Yeah,
and then across from that, on coast, there's a prehistoric village where there's all remains of these little housing. And I'll be honest with you, I felt something there, me, and in that lighthouse as we were walking through it. But we did stop off to a place I can't really pronounce. Beaumaris, is it? Maybe. They had a castle, and we went around that castle, and that felt quite eerie as well. I liked that castle. We went in day, but it's one of them places where you go around in day, you feel something, and then you think, I just wish we can do an investigation here at night.
Yeah,
it stood out one, yeah. And in that same place, that Beaumaris, they had a prison museum. They've got a jail museum there, and that were really good as well. I look forward to visiting Anglesey again. Actually.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Pretty good.
That would be good. I've got a couple of questions in. There's one I'm going to ask in a sec. I'll put up in a second. But Paul Smith just said, Dan, I believe your Northants base is the only place in Northants you were at. Paul, I'm actually based in South Wales, but I have a friend who lives in Northamptonshire, and I know a lot of sort of half my family are in Bedfordshire, so I do go that way quite a lot, or I was going that way quite a lot. I'm due to be going that way a lot more in I've got the wrong t-shirt on for having a green screen, really, haven't I? Look, even though it's grey. So I will be going back down that way in once all this lockdown's done. And I'm from Gloucestershire originally, so that's why I know Roddy Woodman, you can see there. Boughton Church is a really good one if you want to go somewhere that's nice and easy to get to in Northampton. That area, Boughton Church, that's really good to go to. Just you got to walk through the graveyard, so be respectful, and it's anybody can go there, but Boughton Church is a great little place. Had some great things there. So where's this question? Janine Hill asked the question: can anyone connect with ghosts? I'll leave that boys, because I always say I'm about as psychic as a lemon, so
I've asked you that before. That's exactly what you said. Exactly. But I do, yeah. Every now and again, it's not something I can just do. It happens often, but I'll be honest with you, it's just when it does, really. Yeah. I can't go into somewhere and try and do it kind of thing. I go somewhere. Sometimes I just go to places, I start picking things up, and it rather connects to something, or when I get back I start looking something up, and it's really weird I was getting that kind of feeling or that information as we were there, kind of thing.
I think what it's basically down to answer that question is it's mindset. If your mindset's there and you're positive and you ask them questions in your mind of if is there anyone there, and you've got that that knowledge in background to say how to pick it up and perceive it, then anyone can really talk to ghosts. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing you see is a lot of people say a lot of people show their concerns over Ouija boards and things, but no matter really what piece of equipment we use, or no matter what, whether it's ourselves or whether it's an actual physical piece of equipment like the couple behind me here, it's no different really as a communication device to communicate with spirit in any way, But that's the thing. It's so Roddy Woodman from Churchdown Paranormal, a good friend of mine. He's asked, has anyone done anywhere in Gloucester area? I can't answer that one really, because obviously that's where I'm from originally, Gloucester, so I know the area like the back of my hand. But
unfortunately, I haven't been around that area, so
yeah, it's worth getting down to, especially Woodchester, and even if you only go for a little visit during the day, Woodchester Mansion, the Ram Inn, you know, all those, and the New Inn in Gloucester. Almost the whole of Gloucester city centre, almost every building there has something in it.
I've heard of that Ram Inn. That does get booked up quite a lot, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it's usually booked up a good 12 months in advance. But if you give it a call and speak to Caroline's assistant, if you give her a shout and just they usually will let you go and have a little look around during the day.
Right.
You know, they're usually pretty good about it. They might charge these days, but not sure in that 100%. It's been a long time since I've been there. But I know that all that area like the back of my hand, as I say, that's where I grew up. So I only left there 3 years ago. So Lauren Hunt says she's Cardiff herself. Noreen Hill says her mum is from Anglesey. It's an interesting place. Elaine Farrell says in the museum.
I liked it.
Elaine Farrell says in the museum at Nottingham, you get a man dressed up in clown's makeup at the museum in Nottingham, and the stage area is active from when it was an old cinema. They did stage shows. I don't live far away from there as well.
Sounds pretty cool.
Oh, it's a lovely building, and they've just taken on the building next door as well. So they've got that as well. But talking of which, just going back to places in Wales, speaking of theatres, you've got the Savoy in Monmouth. Great place, not massively expensive to hire, and it's really good for investigations, as well as places like Llantony Secunda Manor, stuff like that. So there's loads and loads around Wales to go to. Certainly worth going to. Where are we?
Well, there were one question. What do you think about aggravating spirit? Personally, it's not something we do. I saw that question. I forgot who asked it. They asked if what do we think to the whole being aggravating them, like being abusive to spirit to get a reaction.
I don't.
That's not.
Personally, I don't think you should really ever provoke. I think if you're going to provoke, you've got to if you're going to try and push a spirit to do something, you've got to do it in a little bit more of a respectful way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've seen somebody who sat there in the past, and they sat. I did an old children's home in right down on the south coast, like Sussex way, in the Sussex area, and this the story was supposed to something to do with the caretaker. Was abusing the children, and the naughty children would be taken up to the attic when the place had inspections, and they would chloroform them. But they would chloroform. They'd use too much, and the kids would pass away. But the guy who would take them up there, this caretaker, he used to abuse the children whilst they were knocked out. And the person who I was with at the time, the people I was with at the time, one of them turned around and started being so disrespectful. It was unbelievable, I had to say to the guy who was running at the time, I'd say, you realise you can't post any of that footage because that would just ruin your team, you know?
Yeah, and it's just bad practice all around, isn't it? For field and morally as well.
100%. So where are we? So Aidan Cassidy says he was brought up in Stapleford and lived in Long Eaton. From what I saw a moment ago, he was brought up in Nottingham. He's from Nottingham originally, but he moved to Bedfordshire. Paul Smith, don't worry, that's fine, mate. Where are we? Sherry Bradshaw. If you have an open mind, definitely you will. So that's obviously a response with regards to the can you speak to spirit?
Yeah.
To spirit.
That's it. Again, Melissa Murray East, same response to that. I think if you're open to spirit, then you will be able to.
Oh, most definitely. Like I said, if you've got your mindset right and you're positive with how you see things, and
exactly. Roddy Woodman again. He's responded saying, "Yeah, very old city, Gloucester." Where are we? Kate Emma Dare. She said, "No, this is where my pronunciation of Welsh places comes in. You know, I try." Okay. Oh. Kay says, "I did a ghost walk around Pellgare Wood and have some really old trees, and the psychic could connect with the tree spirits, which was amazing." I don't know that area, but it's not that far.
Yeah.
So it's not that far from where I am. Pellgare isn't. So yeah, it's certainly a nice place, that area.
I'll be honest with you as well. There's a place that I have been, and it were amazing. The amount of places I gave Malta a visit, and you can literally spend most of your time underground. The whole island's just snidered with catacombs and tunnels, and they basically had to live down there, like during World War II.
Yeah.
So you went into these bunkers, and they actually made them like home. So there were tiled walls and floors, and it was amazing. But it's got like a walled city, a walled town as well, and it is so atmospheric. There's some like really old religious pagan circles and temples. It's amazing, Malta. So if you're ever there and you look them up, there's some really good locations.
Yeah. Paul Smith,
I can't wait to go back. Actually.
Certainly sounds good, mate. It really does. Paul Smith saying, has any of you been scared of what you've encountered on investigation? We've already been through that one now. We were saying that on, but didn't we talk about that one on the previous live?
Yeah, we did. I mean, the scariest location being that at Duluth. Have you ever been scared by something that's, turned up? No, because I get more excited for seeing it.
Yeah.
It sounds really weird.
But it's hard for me to get scared.
But sorry, guys, I'm just looking at my phone on something at the moment, because what I'm trying to do is there's a church. I've seen a question. I'm trying to look for something quickly that I had. So I'm just trying to look for something for which will be a response to the next question. Yep. So I'll let you boys answer. There we go. I've got it. Right, found it. There we go.
Fire.
So. Where are we? So Rachel Evans is out saying she lives in Swindon. There's only a location in that area. I don't know Swindon that well. One of the things I will say is that there is a church in a place called Ampney Crucis, which is not that far from Swindon, but it's it's closer to Cirencester, so not that far away. Ampney Crucis Church is a great little place, tiny little church, but you used to be able to get in it at night. You should just go and open the door and walk in. That's certainly one to go and have a little look at. Carol Swindle saying, "Sorry, have lag in." And Jackson, Halifax is interesting. There we go. Halifax is interesting. We have Old Gibbet.
Yeah, I like Halifax.
Snibden Hall, where Anne Lister lived, Gentleman Jack, and the old prison from years ago. Lots of places. Certainly one I would love to go to. Mandy Bell says she got booted out. Mandy, I don't know how, but thanks for coming back. Noreen Hill, I stayed at a place called Lambreder Hall many years ago. That was a very spooky place. On the outskirts of Wales, so more in the Forest of Dean, you do have St Breville's Castle. That's another one which is a good one to go to. So they had a bar and restaurant accommodation. Don't think it's still going, but would love to go there again. I will have a look up. Wales itself has quite a few places. I mean, in Cardiff area, or near Cardiff, you've got the old Boys Village, which is a good one. Trisha, who's saying she's jumped on, saying she's lurking. Trisha, Trish, anywhere in South Wales, Trish is the one to speak to about. Really, she knows pretty much
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah, we've met Trish before.
Trisha knows exactly. So there's Talgarth Asylum as well. It's a good one to go to. I've not been there myself personally, but there's lots of abandoned places. Hi, Grant McCleary, how you doing? Rachel Evans, you're more than welcome. She popped on to say thank you. Grant McCleary, are you guys reading me? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So we're running a bit out of time. It's 9 o'clock. I'll be honest with you, boys. I'm not feeling amazing tonight. So
is it because of the lightning in the jaw?
No, that made me feel a bit worse, to be quite honest with you. But I am feeling a little bit queasy. So I'm gonna say thank you very much for coming on and leave it
a pleasure
tonight.
No, thanks for having us, Dan.
And I'm hoping that you guys are going to come on Paraslam. I think a week Monday. I think, isn't it?
Yeah, should be there hopefully.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So thank you.
I mean, there's some. There's some good stuff happening in paranormal. You know, we're in lockdown, but there's your chats going, there's your talks, there's lives going on.
Definitely.
There's unity in background as well. That's good. And we're planning loads of different locations. You know, so I'm trying to get DIY out of there. So when lockdown's over, I can hit paranormal undisturbed.
He's just asking, can he say one thing before we go? Go for it. He said, can we talk about ITC? Certainly, Grant. We can, if you want a quick question before we go, no worries. While you're typing away that quick question, Paul Smith says, thank you for a good chat and feed. Trisha's saying John and Phil are coming down in the summer to meet up with her. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Obviously, I literally live about 15 minutes from Trisha, so nice and easy to get to meet up. Meet up. So as soon as you know, as soon as you guys are able to come down, let us know and let me know.
Yeah, definitely.
Howard Swindle saying, bless guys, hope you feel better. Dan, we're looking forward to seeing more. Tony Smith Turner, good night. Grant, so you're more than welcome. Actually, Grant's asking the question, what do you think of the Portal Spirit Box?
Well, I'd say ITC in general. I know what some people they see it as it's just random words from a word bank. But the amount of things that we use it to guide us in a certain direction or give us a few words, and then we'll try and build off it. And it's really weird how we have got it has done that. It's led us into looking something up in a certain location, and we would have never have done it. So I like using it. I like using it along with other stuff as well. You know, so things can build up and cross-reference.
That's it. I use the Portal Spirit app through, and then I run it into my Portal device to filter out the background stuff. You know, and tend to get more from that. So
I prefer Portal boxes though, because they're not using banks; it's using airwaves, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
So I prefer them because they're not being, going through, like a digital airway to go through, internet stations to go back to your box. So
that's one thing about the Portal app, though. There is the banks that. For the IP, that go online and pull off the internet, but then the standard banks on it just give you phonemes coming through. So
but I prefer boxes. I prefer boxes.
Oh, hang on, there we go. Got a bit nuts.
When it comes to the apps, though, we've had great results from, especially ones that Brian Holloway's made. Like for Project Paranormal Hauntings, those two.
Yeah.
They're good apps, and also the Cultist box that we use that, and
I saw you had it in your hand or something.
we've been to some places, and yeah. I mean, we went to some places and stuff. What it just dropped on. We were with Leslie Hudson at the time in Sheffield, and it just we're at a workhouse. It came out with workhouse. It said something, a certain number. So we looked it up, and it was a year. This guy came in and set up that workhouse, and we couldn't believe it. We didn't know that straight away, but we looked it up, and it was spot on. And
nobody's heard this running yet.
Anna?
Nobody's heard this running yet. So this does the same sort of thing as the Portal device, but it's scanning FM. And it's obviously got the reverb and everything on it as well. So that's another one. Just very quickly though. So Grant, that's basically Grant was talking about more sort of the physical box that Steve Huff uses. But yeah,
okay.
That is generally it needs something to going into it, like a spirit box of some sort or something like this, to be able to make it work properly.
Yeah.
Alberta is saying, my son wondering if you can have a spirit hold you back. If you can have a spirit hold you back, where are we? What was that? Like a possession giving you trouble. I think
it can happen. Yeah. If you ask my opinion on that.
I would probably, in that respect, contact, see if you find a medium you trust, or a spiritualist church, maybe get in touch with them and go from there. Really, with that, I would probably say. Which
is a good idea as well, to know where your local spiritualist church is.
That's it.
Go on Google and put SNU.
Yeah,
because that's the union that runs the spiritualist churches.
Cool.
So if you put SNU Spiritualist Church near me, and it'll come up with a map.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. All right, boys. Well, I'm going to get going. I'm feeling a little bit queasy, so just a quick one. Also, don't forget Spain Paranormal. Very good. There we go.
Yes, we've actually used them. Yeah.
I haven't yet myself. I do use one of the VBE ones, just to see what that's like. But I like to test them all out and see what's what, really. So thank you again for coming on, boys. And I'll see you a week on Monday.
And thanks for having us.
No doubt speak to you before as well. Apologies again about the dodgy stuff happening earlier on.
Yeah, the lightning in the bottle.
That's the one. That's the one.
But you've done best thing. We've restarted live. We can get rid of can get rid of that. So
that one,
best thing.
That's definitely gone. That has. So the YouTube video doesn't seem to be showing at all. So I'll keep an eye out, and if the YouTube video does flag up, then obviously I'll get on there and ban the guy. So, but I've not had anything from YouTube at all to say, anything bad. So thanks for coming on. Thank you for everybody who's been coming on and asking the questions and that as well. And I'll see you guys. I should be back on with a problem with Drew tomorrow night, and for a few more spiritual readings. And cheers, boys. Thanks again for coming on.
Definitely.
See you later, people.
Thanks a lot.
See you later.
Thanks, guys.
Sure. Everyone.